Calling it quits a little bit too early? Great email here. Let's talk about it. Roll it. Welcome back to another video where we've been exploring this whole idea of quitting. And how quitting is hard, but it's necessary sometimes. And there's a right way and a hard way. I'm jumping straight into this email because it's a good one. Hi Nikos, my boyfriend and I went from being in a great relationship with talks of marriage to a waiting game. I have 4 months left of cash before I go bust on my business. Double oop. Everyone says go online and I have advertised and haven't seen results. If your business is failing, what steps do you take first to survive, or do I call it quits? And here's my question in that. Now you go on and you describe more of your situation, and the situation is grim. It's rough, and you've tried a lot of stuff, and you've done a lot of stuff, and you've followed a lot of my advice, I see, on planning things out to do, but I don't think you've actually executed the plan from what you're writing. You tried to execute the plan, but you didn't. So it's very interesting to see somebody who's planning but not executing according to plan, because it looks like fear is getting in the way. And I'm pretty sure the fear is getting in the way because of this new person in your life that you don't want to lose, when the critical actual thing that you should be focused on is your business. That's your purpose. That's your mission. The person is there, yes, but that is what you need to fix right now. And you've established that he does not want to pursue anything until you get back on your feet and get moving again. You've also established there's 4 months left. Now, in a lot of the email, you were talking about these emotions you're dealing with him and acting this way. And the reality is he's looking out for himself, saying, hey, I don't want to be stuck with somebody who's about to go bust. I don't want to be stuck with somebody who we're going to move out with, buy her a ring, and, you know, get ready to get married, or if not get married, and then all of a sudden she goes bust, gives up, and then I'm stuck with somebody who's, you know, depressed, miserable, and doesn't have a purpose or mission in their lives. And the reality is hard to hear, but that's what it is. Everybody would be doing the same thought process, and he was kind enough to stipulate this for you and tell you this, so that's out of the way. Stop thinking about it. So now that we have really addressed that, we have to remember two things. One is that this person is being supportive by telling you go do what you need to do. I'm not leaving, but go do what you need to do. He knows there's about 3-4 months left of cash flow. He knows, you know, it's all good. So stop stressing about the guy. No more thinking about the guy not wanting you anymore. Stop thinking about him leaving. Stop thinking about that. If he does, he does. But right now, you know, concrete is concrete, and he's not leaving. He's stipulated that he doesn't want to go get married until you figure out what's happening with your life. And this is fake. So now you're asking, if your business is failing, what are the first steps you do to survive? And my answer to that is no. There's no. It's not about survival. You're not doing something to survive. You're saying, what do I do to increase my sales? That's the first thing you say. We're not talking about survival. We're talking about sales. We're talking about money coming in. And clearly, from what you've read in here, you have created plans. You've never followed through on the plans. When we look at content and social media, you can't just create a plan and then go do a little bit of the plan and hope that you explode. It doesn't work that way. You need to continually work to that plan in order to achieve what you need to achieve, and you tweak as long as you see little changes and increases. You keep tweaking and tweaking until you find the rhythm you need. And maybe you're doing something tragically wrong, in which case you need to go consult with somebody who might know a little bit more of what's going on. When we consult on social media campaigns, this is what we do. We look at what's been happening and how it works and how can we make it better. And the reality is, you don't need a lot of subscribers, you don't need a lot of following, you don't need a lot of commenting and this and that in order to increase your business. What you need is sales, and you need to figure out what is the right way to do this. And it's trial and error a lot of the time, because a lot of the time, you know, you got to analyze where your market's at, what your niche is, and how things working. Now, you're asking, do I just call it quits? And I know that's coming from a place of fear because of the boy, and the reality is that we've taken care of that. So now you have 4 months, and In 4 months, you can do a lot. And in this case, I want you to go revisit that plan that you had provided me with, and I want you to sit down and look at the plan and say, what did I try? What didn't I try? What needs changes? And do I need an hour consultation by one of the big guys who knows what they're doing online? You know, there's a handful of people on social media right now. If I wanted to find extreme quick growth on YouTube, I would go to them and I'd be like, hey, you know, it's $500 for the hour. What am I doing wrong with my channel? How do I make it better? Very simple. I would do this with Facebook, and I would do it with any other social media. That's the bottom line. I would go find that one person that can help me, and I would pay them the consultation fee to grow if it's important to me. Now, this seems important to me, or to you rather, and if I was sitting in your shoes, it would be important to me. So I would say, work out the plan, look at the plan, ask yourself, what do you need to change? And then do you need a consultation by somebody in order to look at this plan and say, hey, change this, this, and this, and then get going. Secondly, I would look at your cash flow and I would cut everything. I would cut, you name it, from the budget. No more money being spent on things you don't need to spend it on. This is critical because a lot of the times people don't do this and then they suffer because money keeps going out, and then even though they're getting more cash flow coming in, the bills aren't getting paid down, and you know, especially the debt, and if they have credit cards, of course, and they're just suffering along the way, and they keep feeling the way you've been feeling. Lastly, once you have just paused on all those expenses, you look at your budget and you say, how much money do I actually have for this campaign? For the 4 months that I'm going to try and keep going, how much money do I have? Social media works on growth, so you're going to estimate your beginnings the first 3-4 weeks, and then you're going to start putting a percentage increase on that so that you can start moving from, say, a $5 or $10 ad all the way up to maybe a $50 to $100 ad for the day. This process will allow you to slowly grow and pick up more business as you grow so that it's a little bit easier on your pocket. Now, the reality is that unlike before, you need to stick to the plan whether it works or not. And this is what I have to say about sticking to it. You need to be accountable and you don't have anybody on your team. So you are gonna make the list of things that you are gonna be doing over the next 4 months. These are your final things you can do with your business before A, money runs out, B, time runs out. So make your boyfriend part of the equation. Make him part of the team and bring him in, and not part of the business, but part of your mental state, and ask him to keep you accountable. And by that I mean, here is the list of things I'm going to be doing. I want to do a checklist with you at least once or twice a week so that I know I'm being accountable for. He will respect you for it, he will love you for it, and he will be part of the equation. He's not going to just be sitting on the sidelines watching somebody he really cares about, you know, trying to swim through mud and trying to get out but not being able to get out. He will be there by your side. It will be a team effort. You and him will have a better relationship out of it as long as he is doing his part, you're doing your part, and you're not crossing lines. He's just doing his part to talk to you about your accountability. The quitting part comes in after. It comes in towards the end when you realize, hey, I have tried all this and it's not working. You know, is there anything else to try? And if there isn't anything to try, then write all of this down and keep it aside, and then, you know, when you do decide to quit, you will know you've done everything, and down the road, 3 months, 6 months, a year, you know, you'll know that, hey, if you get those regret feelings coming in, I've tried everything. I did try, and I wrote it down. Let me open that book and read that note to myself that I tried everything I could at the time, and if there's more to try, you can try it down the road. I know it's hard, and it's probably one of the hardest things you can go through. I've been through it, and I know it, but the reality is you'll be better for it, especially down the road if something else comes up and you will start up again. Our goal, however, is for you not to do that, and the example you're providing me was, it seems like everything, you know, the example of that plan you created, that is, it seems like it can work. There's some minor tweaks I will suggest in the response, but my idea is very simple. Stick to the plan and get it done. Stop procrastinating. Get on it now, and be accountable for yourself for once. Clean up your house, get moving. This is what it is. You're cleaning up your house, getting your mindset fixated on that. So get rid of all your problems that you have outside and get moving in that right direction. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is MentorSports.com. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Of course, hit the subscribe button to get your daily motivational idea to get you moving in the right direction. And leave your comment below. Leave your story. What's worked? What hasn't? What would you change? And leave it in a way where, who knows, somebody might be reading that story and they might relate. And if they relate, who knows? You might help change their life.